Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I have been tagged by Timmy from Imagine Scent to react to my very first video I uploaded on FragranceView. So I've got to scroll back through all my videos and rewatch the very first one. I've not watched it in years, so it will be interesting. I've watched Timmy's reaction, Bradley from Triple Ink has done one as well, and Chaos Fragrance. I don't feel like my reaction is going to be as big as theirs because I'm not easily embarrassed these days. I'm a little bit older than those guys, so like I'm not that embarrassed by things anymore. So it's not going to be as a big a deal to me. I feel that way, but it would be interesting to see kind of what has changed. I uploaded it on the 11th of November 2015. And it's called Best Niche Fragrance Cologne for Formal Suit and Tie, which is funny because I basically only wear a suit maybe once a year, and it's literally only going if I'm invited to a wedding or a funeral. They're the only occasions I ever have to put a suit on, so I'm not probably the best qualified for suit and tie fragrances, apart from just what smells like a suit and tie to me. I don't regularly walk around in a suit. And it's funny, I did the video called, we've not even started watching it yet, I'm just looking at the little thumbnail here. But I'm wearing a top I bought in Thailand when I was in Thailand. And it's got like a print of, like, it's like super casual. It's like the opposite of formal suit and tie. Whereas if I do a suit and tie formal fragrance today, I actually put on a suit. That's funny anyway. Okay, so we'll start watching. I've got my laptop here in front of me, so I'm gonna budge over that way and we'll have the video playing here while I'm here reacting to it. So I'll try not to cover Ted's face too much. Okay, the video will be playing here and I'll be looking kind of down at the laptop watching it. So enjoy me reacting to my very first upload. I thumbed up my own video, I can see that. I'm just gonna unthumb that. YouTube vanity. Okay, so we are gonna press play. Wow, I forgot about that old intro. Okay, so that old that old intro is just like a preset of text effect from Final Cut Pro. It looks a bit shit now, I watch it back. To be honest, but okay, that's good. Hi guys, thanks for watching my video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Peter. I'm going to be doing a review for what I think is the best 10 out of 10 niche fragrance for formal occasions. So if you're wearing a suit and tie, you're going to an upscale event, anything like that, this is the fragrance you need to wear. That is hilarious. Okay, this is quite funny. Like Timmy pointed out in his video, he had clutter in the background. In the background of mine, I can see my rubbish bin in the background between me and the desk. And it looks like a can of Red Bull shoved in there with some paperwork. On the desk, there's just a range of different essential oils. So you can see right from the very first video on this channel, I was collecting pure essential oils and absolutes. You can see them on the table. So I'm not lying when I say they started at the same time. I've got a pint of water on the side of the desk. That's on my record player, and a blue microphone, studio condenser microphone, just kind of plopped there. And the bed's kind of a little bit messy. So yeah, I mean, it could have been presented a little bit better. The other thing that strikes me is the colour. Everything is kind of an olivey, greeny, it's kind of green and orange, and it's kind of washed out, and my hair is all weird colour because of the colour grading, and my skin looks like an Oompa Loompa, and it's out of focus. So, because I didn't have an automatic face focus, the old camera I was using, and the audio is not very good. This, hands down, beats houses like Creed and Amouage. A lot of people reach for those kind of houses when wearing a suit and tie for a formal event. leave Aventus on the shelf, leave Jubilation 25. It doesn't get better than this, guys. It's from the House of Nasumato, and it's called Pardon. This stuff just smells so good. It's an oud-based fragrance, but it's not too hard-hitting or in your face. It's very smooth, it's very elegant, it's very well blended. The house themselves, Nasumato, don't release note breakdowns, but what you can expect to smell is a very smooth oud. It's blended with something like a sandalwood, which gives it its smoothness. People say they can pick up magnolia and white flowers in this, with a little bit of chocolate, which gives it like a sweetness. But it's very well blended, it's very smooth. To pick out words that come to mind when smelling this, straight away it's like sophistication, confidence, class. These are the kind of words that spring to mind. I forgot I did that. Okay, so I'm clicking my fingers and these words are just popping through the screen as I click my fingers. That's hilarious. I'll be honest, right, this might come as a surprise and it might not, but before uploading videos, like this very first one, I was scared of everything, basically. I was very scared of people on the internet looking at my face and judging me and hearing me talk. I was self-conscious about my accent. I was self-conscious about kind of the way I looked a little bit. I was I didn't have as much confidence even just 3-4 years ago, and I'm not naturally like what I am in this video. I come across way more confident and cocky in this video than I actually am in real life, and it was like an act. I remember talking to my best friend in Canada and saying, I can't do this. Like, my first attempts at doing these videos, because I filmed a few that never got uploaded, were I just looked nervous and shy and kind of quiet and timid, and I was like, I'm gonna have to kind of put on this fake kind of more confident front and just, you know, nobody knows that I'm not confident and I can just act. So this kind of the way that I'm clicking my fingers and the way that I word things, it's me trying to be like a confident, like very sure person, when the reality was that I was fucking scared. I mean, and confidence just comes naturally. Like, it took probably a few months of uploading YouTube videos to feel comfortable with talking to a camera and being open to basically anyone in the world, anywhere, anytime, judging you, leaving you comments and saying what they want about you. It takes like a bit of emotional, you just got to have a lot of self-awareness, I think, that naturally comes in time, and it does. And now I'm not bothered about speaking to a camera, and now I don't have to fake being like more confident than I am. I'm just kind of, I feel like more now I'm just natural. The way you see me now is just how I am in every day. Like, I don't have to put on this front where I'm trying hard to appear confident, when back then I wasn't. So that's interesting to see, and I remember the feelings I had. The very first video I filmed ever, I turned the camera on, I stood behind it, I'm looking at the camera and I'm seeing the time go, and I'm thinking, what do I say? Okay, how do I word it? And I'm thinking of all the people that might watch and getting embarrassed in myself, and then my face went red and I was blushing and my ears were burning, and I had to turn it off after like 7 or 8 minutes of just stood there in silence, like just going red. I turned it off and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I practiced on my own for a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to upload it, I'm just going to practice. And I did a few videos, and then this is the result of maybe a couple of weeks of trying to talk to a camera and film. Actually pointing a camera at yourself and talking to it confidently and naturally is something that doesn't come all that natural at first. I think to most people, some people might have that, but for most of us, we have to kind of learn that, and it only comes with practice.
How good this is. It just smells like a suit and tie should smell. If a suit and tie had its own fragrance, it's this. It just doesn't get better. This just does it for me. This is perfect 10 out of 10. It gets compliments. I've tested it out on a lot of women and never had any negative comments. They all really enjoy this. This is very pleasing.
That was bullshit. I didn't test it out on a lot of women. I mean, a few girls that I know smelled it. Like a few people is not a load of women. I only said that because I knew what was popular at the time. Jeremy Fragrance was around then, obviously, and he was all about compliments and girls, and I was like, God, everyone seems to care about this shit. And I was like, oh, I'll just bung it in there because people seem to give a shit. But, like, I don't do that anymore. Because it's not me. I don't care really what anyone else thinks of a fragrance. So it's funny to see that side come out, and that's just, I suppose, starting out wanting to fit in with everybody and not having my own full voice from the beginning. You know, now I look back, that's stupid, but that's how you can, in the early days, get influenced by what other people are doing and what you see as popular, and you kind of try and integrate a little bit of that into what you're doing, so you feel like you fit in, and then you're not like starting out as this kind of guy that's going against the grain and not agreeing with everybody. Like, you want to fit in, you know what I mean? So you kind of try a little bit.
Which is surprising for a nude, because some of them could be a little bit polarising, but through the roof, positive feedback on this.
But I will be fair, everyone that has smelled it in my life up to date has never disliked the fragrance. Even now, years later, I've never had a negative reaction with Nasamato. So that isn't an exaggeration. Everyone that has smelled it on me has either not commented or said it smells good. Like, no one's ever kind of... Whereas something like Tuscan Leather, I get negative comments on it. I don't get that with Nasamato. It is a very, in my opinion, a broader appealing kind of fragrance. And it's still one I enjoy today.
It's just so good. It smells expensive. A lot of niche fragrances, I've noticed, you can't really smell the quality in some niche fragrances. I just don't get the appeal from them. You can't smell that they use good quality ingredients. They just don't smell that great. But this, you can smell the quality in this.
I mean, back then I didn't have as much experience. I mean, obviously I've only got a handful of oils there, and I don't have the knowledge I have now years later. I stand by that statement though. Most niche fragrances, you can't smell the quality. They're just overpriced. Nasamato is okay quality. It's good in comparison to some other niche brands, but it's not super high end. They're not packed with super expensive materials, but that doesn't matter because the cost doesn't reflect that. They're not trying to charge a load of money.
It smells super expensive. Like I say, I would leave Aventus and Amouage and things like that on the shelf, and this is what I wear every time. The only time I wouldn't wear this is in the high heat. If it's humid or it's too hot, probably leave this one alone. But for the rest of the year, you can't get better than this. Fantastic stuff. It's an extract parfum, so it's very strong, 30 ml. But because it's so strong, it lasts a long time. I recommend personally, don't do more than 2 sprays. 2 sprays is more than enough, and people will smell you, trust me. Absolutely fantastic performance, fantastic smell. For me, this is my #1 go-to for a formal occasion. Suit and tie in the bottle.
To be fair, it still is. If I'm wearing a nice suit, Nasamato is probably one I'm going to reach for more than any of the others in my collection, and that's still true today. So that's nice that it's still the case. It doesn't smell super expensive, but it is a rich, thick fragrance. It's nice. It's a good one.
If you've not smelled this, you're living under a rock in a cave. it just doesn't get better than this. And I've smelt lines from Clive Christian and Boja Dove. I've smelt a lot of expensive fragrances, and to me, this is the best. It just comes to mind as suit and tie. It really does. I mean, I suppose you could wear this casually, but for me personally, this is safe for special occasions. It's very, very good, guys.
I wear it casually. At least now I do. I think back then, yeah, I thought it was more of a special occasion thing, but I like it. I wear it casually. You can wear it however you like. Don't feel like you can only wear it in a suit. I feel like if you only wear a fragrance in a suit, that's more insecurity, like feeling like you can't pull it off unless you're dressed up. Like, you should be able to wear it in whatever you want, you know, in just a jeans and a t-shirt.
Not checked it out. It's from the House of Nasamato. It's called Pardon. Highly recommended. Get yourself a sample and test it out. There's another one from the line which I also like, and it's one called Duro, which I recently tried, and it's similar DNA. You can tell it's got the same sort of, it's the same oud base, it's the same sort of vibe, but that one has added leather notes and spice. It's quite spicy, so if you're a fan of spice and leather, I would check out that one. But for me personally, for my taste,
I reviewed Duro since, if you want to see my opinion on it.
For this one, I think this is the best. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Can't say enough good things about this. If you've not tested this out, like I say, you're living under a rock, you need to get yourself a sample. So that's my 10 out of 10 top pick for formal occasions. See you next time with another video. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Okay, the music was too loud the whole way through, and that was just stock music from YouTube Creator Studio. So it was a bit annoying to listen to, just with the music being that loud. Apart from that, I think it was okay. I repeated myself more than necessary, watching it back, like if I was to give myself advice on how to redo that, I would kind of not repeat myself as much, saying, you know, you live under a rock, this is the best you can, blah blah blah. Like, there was a lot of repetitive points to the video. The colour grading should have been a lot less. Other than that, I mean, it's not bad. My opinions generally are the same years later. Let's read some of the comments. Great job. I'm not really the largest fan of this one, but I see what you're saying. Bravo, Peter. Loved your pick out words to fit the fragrance. That was smart and new. Oh yeah. When I uploaded videos for the first time, no one was doing PNG cutouts of bottles. No one was having writing appear on the videos. Not even Jeremy Fragrance was doing that. His videos were super simple back then. There's nothing on the screen. No one was really making use of that. These fancy kind of editors didn't exist back then in fragrance reviewing. So I was kind of from what I remember, I was basically the first one to put cutouts of the bottles and leave it on the screen, and the first one to kind of have this writing come up and down like that, in that way. I don't think it had been done particularly before, and now it's really common and pretty much everybody does it. Great video, impressive start. That's from Handsome Smells. There's always going to be something that you can pick apart when you watch it back a year or two later. With anything, you know, my newer videos, if I watched those back in 5 years' time, I'm sure there would be things in there that I would want to have changed. That's how it is. You learn, you grow, you develop over time. Because it's, I guess, a tag video, I guess I need to tag someone. So if you want to review your very first video, I'm going to tag George from Fragrance Apprentice and E from or Emitsu from Simply Put Scents to carry on the tag. I know they're not uploading really at the moment, so if you want to break that cycle and come back for a one-off video, that would be much appreciated by everybody. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.